Good afternoon. I'm 14 First Alert meteorologist Arden Gregory. This is a live look at our sky camera out on top of Deaconess Gateway Hospital. This is looking out over the intersection of I-69 and the Lloyd. Quite a few clouds overhead there, some peaks of blue sky and sunshine in the picture too. While we will continue to see a few clouds through the rest of today and even into tomorrow, it will be mainly dry. Notice mainly, not completely. There is an isolated chance of rain. It'll then be warm and sunny through the weekend. Next week, though, some major changes on the way. A cold front is going to bring us a chance of rain, and behind that, a cool down. So during Fall Festival week, it may finally start to feel a bit like fall around here. The drought monitor updated this morning, and that rain we got last week has improved conditions. So even though we haven't had rain recently, the rain we got last week has improved the drought overall. Many of us are back down to just abnormally dry, and some parts of the tri-state still under moderate drought, but some of those had previously been in severe drought. So overall, conditions do seem to be improving, and we've got more rain on the way. We've got a couple of very spotty showers, one in Gallatin, another in Union and Webster counties, but notice most of the tri-state dry and even mainly sunny. That'll be the trend through the rest of this evening. We've got this very isolated chance that you could maybe catch a stray shower at some point this evening through the overnight hours or into Friday morning, but any rain we see is going to be very spotty. Most of us are probably going to stay dry. You may even see a decent amount of sunshine. Any rain we do see through tomorrow morning will clear out pretty quickly. We'll be dry by lunchtime, and the clouds will be moving out too. Friday afternoon will be mostly sunny with nice clear skies overhead for Friday night football, and we keep the sunny skies going then through the weekend. Temperatures sitting in the mid to upper 80s for most of us. Check out Greenville, though, at 90. It's 86 currently in Mount Carmel, Huntingburg, Evansville, Henderson, and Madisonville. We may tack on another degree or two this afternoon, but most of us are going to top out somewhere in these mid to upper 80s, with the exception of, the one-off like Greenville that hit 90 today. We will see those temperatures then dropping back out of the 80s and through the 70s this evening. Also keep in mind there is that very, very spotty rain out there tonight. If you get caught under a shower, that'll cool you off more quickly. We'll eventually bottom out in the low to mid 60s by the end of the night tonight under partly cloudy skies. And again, this very isolated chance of rain sticks with us through the overnight hours and into Friday morning. By Friday afternoon, though, the clouds and any chance of rain will be out of here. It'll be mostly sunny again and another warm one with highs climbing into the mid to upper 80s. That's about 10 degrees warmer than average for this time of year. In early October, our highs are typically in the mid 70s. Instead, we're talking mid to upper 80s today through the weekend. Then as we get into next week, notice that big stair step down there. We've got some big changes on the way, all thanks to a cold front. It'll probably be mainly sunny at least through Sunday, maybe even into Monday morning. But then as this cold front starts to dip down from the northwest, it'll kick up some clouds and a few spotty showers on Monday. Many of us may end up staying dry until Tuesday, though. Tuesday is our best chance of rain. That's when this cold front will actually push through the tri-state. As it does so, it will bring us scattered showers, maybe even a few thunderstorms. We're not expecting severe weather, but pockets of heavy rain, a few rumbles of thunder, certainly a possibility as that cold front's rolling through on Tuesday. By Wednesday, that cold front starts to push off to the southeast, taking the rain with it. So some showers still lingering into Wednesday morning, but by Wednesday afternoon, we will have clearing skies and some cooler temperatures at that. In total, our rain totals could be a little bit all over the place. Some of this rain will be scattered, so not everyone's going to get the same amounts. And the total amounts have been shifting a lot with the models. At times it's been showing, less than a ½ inch. That's generally what it's indicating here. Earlier this morning, it was showing that some spots could get, anywhere from a ¼ inch to an inch if you get caught in a thunderstorm. And I think that variety is more likely. So Widespread, I think most of us will get a ½ inch of rain or less, but if we do get some thunderstorms with pockets of heavy rain, some isolated totals up closer to an inch, certainly a possibility. And again, the bulk of that rain would be falling on Tuesday, tapering off Wednesday morning, then clearing and cooler Wednesday afternoon and into Thursday. I mentioned the cool down, right? 10 degrees warmer than average all the way through this weekend. Fall Festival starts, first couple days still going to be pretty warm, even with the clouds and the rain chances. Then after that cold front moves through, we cool things off into the 70s. 70s is where we should be this time of year. The question then becomes, does it hang around? And I'm not totally convinced. The extended outlook from October 10th, which would be Friday? Yeah, Friday, October 10th, up through the 16th, does show a trend back toward above average temperatures. Now, above average could mean upper 70s. That doesn't necessarily mean we would be in the mid to upper 80s like we are today, but it seems that cooling trend isn't just going to keep going. We'll cool off behind the cold front, then we'll probably start to warm back up at least a little bit by the end of next week into next weekend. The trend also shows near average precipitation. We're going to get that good potentially soaking rainfall from the cold front on Tuesday. Then behind that, things really dry out and it looks like it'll be mainly sunny then through the end of next week. Checking in on the tropics, we do have two systems that we are tracking. Obviously, Umberto and Imelda winding down now out in the ocean. So now we're looking ahead to what's next. We've got one system right around Florida that's got just a 10% chance of developing into a named tropical cyclone. Then another one developing out at sea that we're keeping an eye on. That one right now has just a 20% chance of developing into a named tropical cyclone. But again, almost all of these systems at least start that way. And then as they progress across the ocean and they get into that warm water, they start to grow and strengthen, sometimes very quickly. So that is something we will be keeping a very close eye on. But as of right now, not anticipating local impacts from either of those. They may end up not even coming together. Jared, enjoying the warm weather while we still have it? Yeah, fans of summer, soak it in all the way through this weekend. It's still going to be warm and sunny, really nice out there. Someone asking specifically if Hanson will get showers today. The rain we're tracking today is very, very spotty. Hanson certainly could, but it's, isolated little bitty showers. Let me circle back around to the radar real quick, and then we're going to wrap this up because we can't go, totally town by town with this because we just don't have that kind of, pinpoint ability just yet. Look at these little bitty showers popping up out there right now. You can barely even see them on the radar here. There are just, pinpricks on the map here. So it's certainly possible Hanson could get a shower, but a lot of folks are going to stay dry. So odds are you'll stay dry, but there is that possibility, especially as the evening goes on. At least one of these showers could at some point briefly move over Hanson. So a possibility, but most of us are dry. The rain is very spotty, and that's going to be the case through the rest of tonight and into tomorrow morning too. All right, with that, I'm going to wrap this up, but don't go anywhere. Jamie French and Robinson Miles will be right back with your latest news headlines, including some of the stuff going on next week at the Westside Nut Club Fall Festival.
Stay informed on your local news and weather throughout the day by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows. At 8:30 a.m., get your First Alert forecast to plan the day ahead and catch up on the news that happened overnight with the 14 News Sunrise team. In the afternoon, get the latest headlines, forecasts, and a preview of the stories we're working on with the 14 First Alert streaming show at 2:30. And get an in-depth look at the 14 First Alert forecast so you're ready for the next big thing with the 14 First Alert weather show at 9 p.m. Watch the 14 First Alert streaming show that fits your schedule and works best for you. Streaming on your phone by downloading the 14 News app and the 14 First Alert weather app. On your smart TV by using the 14 News streaming app. And stream anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or on 14news.com. Stay connected and stay informed by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows on your favorite streaming devices. Live from 14 News, this is a 14 Digital News Desk update.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us for the 2:30 streaming show. I'm Jamie French.
And I'm Robinson Miles, and I'll give you one guess what we are talking about today. Of course, those familiar with the Tri-State shall be no surprise. All eyes are looking forward to next week when we start the much-anticipated Westside Nightclub Fall Festival. So, of course, right now, setup is continuing for that. Local law enforcement are also making preparations to ensure safety at the event. Now, we told you yesterday that instead of plastic water barricades, they'll be switching to concrete barriers to better protect from vehicles driving through the festival.
A temporary no-fly zone is also in place, prohibiting drones from flying over the festival from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. The Evansville Police Department will also continue to have officers on the ground, on the roofs of buildings, and several security cameras set up just to be able to always keep a very close watch during the week. EPD says despite the large police presence, though, that you might see at the Fall Festival next week, they do want to encourage you to just feel comfortable and understand that they are only out there to keep you all safe.
See, this is the time of year where I forget that this is like a really big thing.
So big.
Right? Because
Yeah.
my mind is always just like, what weird fried thing am I going
Yeah.
to enjoy? And then
All
I'm
the fun
like,
stuff.
it's like, you guys can chill. It's just like a fun little thing. It's like, no, this is a major regional
I mean,
event.
the giant crowds. Yeah, I mean, a lot goes into preparing for it that we don't really think about because we're
Right?
so focused on the fun side.
Oh,
of it.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm in the right line of work. I would be a bad officer of the law. So another thing that's already up and running, of course, another major point of interest of the festival is that big half pot. We actually do have a look at where it is at right now. Over $110,000 already. I know the number is going to get so far
Oh, my
beyond this,
goodness.
but still, I'm blown away by that number.
I mean,
so
they
far.
started yesterday at like noon. That's when they started, and we're
That is
already here. Like,
bananas.
I'm pretty sure it was a record closing for the first day. Of course, you can always find that ticket booth this week in the parking lot there by Meade Johnson, right off of St. Joe and the Lloyd, if you want to buy them ahead of time. We know that they'll be set up all throughout the week on West Franklin Street of Fall Festival Week, but also new this year, you can buy them online. You just have to be in the state of Indiana, but you can go on the Half Pot or the Westside Nightclub Half Pot tab on their website there and buy them online. So I am projecting that this is going to get very, very big, several millions of dollars if I was a betting person.
You know, I mean, which maybe you should be.
I know.
Get some skin in the
I know,
game,
I know.
Jamie.
I
This is one of the
should, I
best
should.
times you can actually gamble for charity.
That's true.
So,
That's true. So
there
now
you
it's my
go.
time. I'll do it. I'll
See,
do
there
it.
you
I
go.
always buy in. Have to.
Like every year, we always go through that where it's like breaking records on how big it gets. And then all the interviews that we've had with those in charge, that's been the focus, is that they're doing it differently, making it
Yeah.
even easier. I would be pretty surprised
I
if we didn't
know,
walk
I
away from this
know.
year just with staggering numbers
Yeah,
involved.
absolutely. I can't wait to see.
Now, for those of you who do not love that, ritual experience of finding a place to park to get to Fall Festival, returning again this year, Mets will have a lunchtime shuttle to get to the Fall Festival. Now, officials say there will be several pickup and drop-off locations near the Civic Center.
Yeah, so they will run every half hour from 11 to 2, Monday through Friday. The drop-off and pickup area is on West Franklin Street and will be at Wabash Avenue every quarter hour. So, maybe you work downtown and you want to head to the Fall Festival on your lunch hour, grab some sort of weird deep-fried food, and then head back to work. This might be a perfect option for you. More information on the routes can be found on 14news.com, and officials say standard bus fare applies for all passengers. But that's a great resource to have.
That's something we need to talk about more, that like everyone in the tri-state is doing like a back half of a shift at work,
Yes.
running on like oil
Oh,
and
like
breading.
sugar. Yeah. I mean, like, I remember last year, like, taking a lunch break,
amazing.
going down there, and I would get, like, a deep-fried turkey leg or tenderloin or something and, like, a giant bag of puppy chow and
Oh,
a pronto
yeah.
pup, and then I'd come up here at, like, 3 o'clock and just crash.
Oh, 100%.
and then have to go on air.
Any other time of year, if I have anything for lunch beyond like a turkey sandwich, I feel like I've eaten a cinder block. And yet this 1 week a year, I'm just like pastries and
There is no
everything.
diet. There are no rules.
No.
I love it.
We're just in here living.
Yes.
That is the best.
Absolutely.
Well, it might be a bit of a surprise, but we do have a lot of other news not related to the Fall Festival that is going on. So please join us again for our evening shows, 14 News at 4, 5, and 6. And, of course, maybe we'll have a little more on the Fall Fest as well. And then, of course, later on this evening at 10.
All right. Thanks for watching. Have a great afternoon.